Most of us are familiar with Reddit and the kinds of crap that people love to say on that blessed website. But what if there were a Reddit in another language that you could see what people from across the world were saying about you? In Korea, they don't really use Reddit. They have their own site called Inven, which has a lot of different pages for different topics, and it works just like any other forum. And throughout the course of Worlds 2023, or at least in the Swiss stage, I've been making an effort to go and read a number of the post-game threads to see what the Korean fans have to say. And also if it's as toxic as the regular subreddit is. The League of Legends subreddit isn't exactly known as the best place in the world. You know, some things just transcend culture, so maybe the Korean Inven page would be different. Spoiler, it's not. Before we get into this, I just want to start with some disclaimers. Number one, this is just for fun. These are random people's opinions. They don't necessarily reflect my opinions. And for those reasons, I'm going to be censoring out people's names because, I mean, they didn't ask to be in this video. Number two, my primary reason for even doing this video in the first place is because I study Korean and it's a good excuse to be practicing the language. So all of these translations have been done by me, so they may be slightly imperfect. I haven't just thrown these through Google Translate. I have actually put effort into this video. And if you're a Korean speaker and you notice any mistakes, feel free to let me know. Without further ado, let's go into the video and start off with KT Rolster versus LNG. The comment that I actually wanted to start with has since been removed, I think because it pissed some people off, but I do have it written down. So it says, "Chobi 제외 현 시점 LCK는 LPL보다 뛰어남게 하는도다." Which basically means, with the exception of Chovy, there is no player in the LCK that is more remarkable than an LPL player. I can see why it pissed people off. One of my favorite responses to that had to be this one, which just says, 진짜 이탄 개평신들 때문에라도 LCK가 이겨야 하는데. Which basically just means, seriously, the LCK really needs to start winning now because of all of these baboons. Moving on to NRG versus G2, everyone's favorite game. As I'm sure you can imagine, there were a lot of great comments about the LCS winning this one. For example, 북미 세상을 놀라게 할 거다, which just means North America is shocking the world. Then we just have like, 와, 최대 2편이다 LCS가 8강? How are you supposed to pronounce that? But this just means, wow, this is an unexpected change. LCS in the quarterfinals? And yeah, also along those lines, LCS 8강은 어렵다. The k is Korean for lol, but I just don't know how you pronounce, like, it's like in Brazilian Portuguese, they do the same thing. Okay. For G2 BLG, I actually didn't do a lot. I think there were not a ton of comments and they were all kind of following the same theme, which was just something like, 저런 책사 차이라 보고 이긴 페이커가 새삼 대단하게 느껴지네. Which is just, feels like Faker must be really amazing for winning against this Jaxire. I swear literally everything on this page was kind of about Jaxire. Yep, T1 are amazing for beating Jaxire. That, I mean, yeah, that's the common thread for that one. For the post game of DK versus KT, that was a painful game. That was a painful game. Okay. DK는 파르스틱스 그리고 스스로 지역으로 걸어들어가네. 스위스 열여섯 팀 중에 한자 말도 많다는 팬픽을 보여주는데 얘네 스크림 대체 누구랑 한 거야? And that basically means DK walked into their own personal hell by choosing Varus Ziggs, and of the 16 Swiss teams, their draft looked the most ridiculous. Who the hell are they scrimming with? And then we have someone else who's commenting on the Ziggs thing, but I like this energy a lot more. And it just says, 블루 1픽 차야 고르고 Ziggs 픽은 뭐냐 레전드. 맨픽 전주. This is just B1 pick Xayah. Ziggs is a little bit out of the blue. He's a legend. He's a draft god. And then again on the same theme, 좋은 픽도 많이 살아있는데 원딜 직접? Which is just, there exists a lot of good picks, but ADC Ziggs? I did also go back and read from the T1 BLG post-match because I wanted something about T1 in there. And there was a lot of people who just seemed to be losing their minds. 와, 역전을 당하는 T1만 보다가 역전을 하는 T1 보니까 또 희망이 생기네. 미치겠네. This is just like, wow, I only saw T1 coming from behind, so like losing. Seeing T1 turn the tables, I have hope. I'm going crazy. And then lastly, I read some comments from the knockout stage bracket thread, which less funny, mostly just, as you could imagine, support for the LCK. 센지 딩도는 서로 한 번도 안 만나고 우승할 수도 있겠네. Genji and JDG can win the championship without ever meeting each other. Which is true. KT는 최악의 대직이지만 LCK 입장에선 나름 재밌고 괜찮은 대직 편에. Which is, KT is the worst match, but it's a match that's okay and it's fun in the LCK. And then personally, I just like this guy who's just huffing the copium at the end here, and he just says, KT가 코좀 터뜨리고 징동 잡고 올라가면 좋겠다. I hope that KT hits a high point and basically destroy JDG. So that was some of the insight into what the Korean fans have been saying about Worlds 2023. Let me know what you thought. I've also been thinking that maybe I'll do another one of these for the Valorant. I nearly said subreddit, not subreddit, the Valorant Inven page, because they do have one, but obviously the Valorant off-season lasts for at least 3 years. So not a lot going on right now, but with Red Bull Homeground happening, maybe there'll be some interesting stuff. I don't know. Let me know if you'd be interested to see one of these for Valorant. But it was really fun. It was really interesting translation exercise, to be perfectly honest. And I'm scared about the fact that I've just done this and spoken this out loud. It's gonna be like, I'm gonna like send it to my Korean friends so that the first people who give me shit for it at least can be people that I know. I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoy the rest of Worlds as it unfolds from probably today as of the time of upload. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Mwah. Oh, you can still see me.